Hello all, it's Melinda. Today I'm bringing you load 1017 day 25 and today's prompt is I've got a secret talent and it says something people would be surprised to know you're good at. And I had a hard time at first thinking of something, but when I read it to my husband, first thing he said is furniture making. And I got thinking about it and I would say yes, that would probably surprise most people that I build furniture. So I'm going to go with that. And I've already cut a star out of this script paper, text paper, I should say, from Jen Hatfield Homemade DIY Home Paper Pad. And they had this wonderful wood grain paper in here. So I thought I could use that for a background. And then I pulled some other papers that I think I might use from here, but I reserve the right to go through the pad again and pull as I need. I pulled some Color Cast Designs stars, and then I also have some wood veneer stars and some more Color Cast Design stars in here in gold. I found this, it's called Patchwork Thicker, that's wood grain. I may use that. It may end up being too clashy with my thing. We'll see. And I also pulled these from my Hip Kit Club. They're just a nice grayish, bluish, black. I don't know. I thought they would work good with this color scheme. I'm gonna stick you on fast forward and let you watch what happens. I'm going to start out by clearing the decks and cutting the photos. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm thinking that I don't have space for this design on this layout, have 4 photos. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to stack them or add another little, like a 6x12 paper off to the side. This is where they would fit there. But I remembered I have these memory file flips from, I think, close to my heart. And I struggled with them at first, getting the photos going the right direction, so I fast forwarded till I had them perfect. And for the most part, for most of this video, they're just going to kind of sit there until I can decide how I'm going to adhere the top photo to everything. I know I want a stripe up at the top, but I want to stitch this star down first. And with the magic of television, the star is stitched. I did one on the outside and one on the inside. And then I'm just going to rip this piece. It's about a 1.5 inch piece. And I did that so I can incorporate more colors. And I had this Crepe Paper Boys Rule from the paper pad, this ticket thing on my desk, and I thought maybe with the theme of star of the show kind of thing, I could sew some tickets up there to, you know, I don't know, kind of like the secret show. I don't know. The colors didn't exactly match, but they were close enough to work. So I'm going to line them up there. I decide I need another one. Yeah, they're just a little bit muddier colors than this line, but they'll work. I'm going to put some adhesive down with the ripped side down towards the layout. I figured just put them in a line. I should have added a cut more because I could have added the tickets somewhere else too, but I didn't. and I stitched them down along with the striped paper. And I decide that I'm going to use the word Carpenter in this font. And the plan is to have them on, to have the letters on this tag. But right off the bat, I'm realizing that the Carpenter is not going to fit on this tag. So I'm going to have to get a bigger tag. And this one is the back side of a Heidi Swap one from a long time ago. It has designs on the other side. And then I'm going to do the word secret in the Hip Kit font. And that works. So they're going to float around there for a few minutes before I stick them down. I'm trying to think of all the different components as to where they, how far over they can go. I decide to bring this stripe paper down here and do a little fishtail banner on it, just so I can bring more color down on the layout. And when I did the cut file, I did some more stars around the outside. I debated on whether I was going to use those or the chipboard and color cast ones. So I end up going with the chipboard ones and sprinkling with some color cast. They're just a little bit thicker and tinier than the chipboard ones. And I'll swap one of the white ones out in each cluster for a gold one here in a few minutes when I decide to add gold to the layout. This is just some gold washi. I'm going to rip it and kind of spread the gold around to the three main spots. Two main spots now, but I end up adding more gold before I'm done. So I exchange one of the white stars for a gold one from the color cast and decide this is a good time to sprinkle. Just kind of messy sprinkles. Some of it gets on the star wood veneer and that doesn't bother me. In order for me to figure out where these go, I just need to put the Carpenter down because it's the longest word. And that'll tell me how much space I will have for the tag. I decide that secret can go right on top between the T and the C. It fits nicely. I'm going to start sticking the pieces together. I decide that I need to add some more words, and the best way to do that is with tile stickers. And the rest of the start of the title is going to be "Who Knew I Was a Secret Carpenter?" And these are American crafts. They like to pop off easily. I just overlap them and make the line go up and down. Now I went to bed, and this is the next morning. I was stuck as to what to do with the photo cluster, so I thought about it overnight, and I decided that I was going to bring the dark down. I didn't like the flap sticking out, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. I thought about just putting washi tape over it, and I probably could have done that, a little bit of gold washi tape above the photos. And then I decide I need just a little bit more layers. I'm not used to not layering around the photo, so that was kind of driving me nuts, so I had to leave it overnight so I could make a decision. I need to back that photo because I like white borders. and it didn't have one. So I went also to get a doily so that I could add something to it. I decided that's going to work for me. Have that mint green. And I'm going to grab just this white scraps that I have laying around and just back the photo. That looks better to me. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to rip this. I'm going to use some score tape to stick the photo to this, almost like a page protector. Now this is where I'm trying to figure out. I thought last night that I might cut this and slide that under, but I was unsure, so I'm just going to go for it. I figure if I don't like it, I can always just tape it down. Now that leaves me with a large gap at the top of the photo that I'm not used to. So I'm going to try to push that star onto it, and then that's where I'll add the other piece of washi tape. It's not the best solution. I don't know if I could have added a label up there or something to hide it, but it works. Now these aren't glued together, so I got to do all that. Use some more score tape so everything sticks. Because this is going to be a hinged piece sticking outside the layout, I really want to make sure that that is adhered really well. Instead of just using my ATG gun, I wanted to use score tape so that it would not move around. I'll stick a second piece of washi there. I'm going to stick these down. They are officially going to go on. I thought overnight about how I was going to label this, basically journal and label these photos, being that they're in this page protector thing. And I decided that tabs would be what I use. So I'm going to do that here in a few minutes, but I'm going to glue down the stars just with my Tombow Mono Multi. Use my glue bottle to hold that one down. On the washi, it wasn't wanting to stick very well. This is my McGill punch. I've had this thing for years. I got it on eBay because I couldn't find it. It wasn't retailed anymore when I wanted it. I'm just going to cut them in half. They're kind of large for this application, but I also wanted to be able to write on them. And I knew if I didn't have them this large, they wouldn't be able to hold what I wanted to say. So I'm going to just stick them on the underside so they're not on the top of the photo, the main photo. And I just basically write the date, what the object is, and the date that I made it. You know, Girls Bed 2014, Play Table and Cubes 12 of 2012, Leaning Shelf 10 of 2012. I'm just going to put a Project Life journaling card on. It fits perfectly underneath those. And I start out writing in pencil, and I don't make you watch me do this. It says, my dad liked to build things with his hands, and I own stools and things he constructed when I was a child. I have always loved to work with wood, fabric, and paper, but creating something that I can see and use that every day brings joy to my heart. And I realized when I'm reading that I copied words twice, so the journaling looks a little crazy. Here's some close-ups. There'll be many still shots at the end if you care to watch. This is load for October, and it's a private load for Scrap Happy members. So if this is something you find interesting and would like to know more about it, I will leave a link for Scrap Happy membership. They do another one in February and in May that they open up to the public. And it's a great time. You scrap a layout every day, and you base on a theme, and do as many as you want, do as little as you want, but it's always a fun time. I'd like to thank you for watching. Bye.